Locked here with Nocturne Gaming, back with more Legends of Idleon, and today we're taking a look at how to unlock the new class, the Voidwalker. First up, we're going to talk about how to unlock the Voidwalker, and then we're going to talk about some of the benefits that he brings to our account as a whole, as the Voidwalker is primarily set up to benefit the rest of your account, but it doesn't give you too many big benefits to the Maestro himself, but there are some nice surprises hidden in his new talents. The first requirement to unlock the Voidwalker class is to have a Maestro Man. At this point you should have this trophy, and if you don't know how to unlock the Maestro Man, I do have a guide called How to Unlock the Maestro Man, and I'll have a link in the top right hand corner for you. This is a detailed step-by-step walkthrough and will get you through the quest line needed to unlock this secret class. After that, the second requirement is to have a Maestro Man's class level above 150. From here we can get started doing the quest chain, and to do this we need to go to the World 4 town, and you should see a pop-up that will direct you to the right hand side of the town, and this will let you start the quest chain. Once you have your Maestro Man underneath the World 5 portal, you should see this guy popping up to the side here. The first quest that he'll give you is called Species Slayer, and it requires you to have your death note at 1 million kills on all monsters from World 1, 2, and 3. To check your progress on this quest, you need to head to the Death Note in World 3, and you want to check Worlds 1, 2, and 3. Every mob listed in these three worlds need to have at least a blue skull with at least 1 million kills. If you happen to have the purple or the red skulls here, they do count for you as well, but at least 1 million kills. These kills do not need to be completed on the Maestro Man, so if you've progressed farther in the game, this should be something that you've already been working on, but if not, it is a good challenge to work through and will help you level up your Maestro and other characters as you complete this. Once you have all of your death note filled out and checked to make sure everything is at least on the blue skull, head back to the quest giver in World 4 town. One quick thing to mention is if you've already completed your death note kills before accepting this quest, you may need to go to a different map or a different world, or even close and reopen the game for this quest to update properly. After you've got these kills completed, visit the death note at least one time and then come back to the guy to get your next quest. The second quest in the chain is called Cheezor Slayer, and this requires us to defeat Chaotic Cheezor at least one time on your Maestro after you've picked up this quest. To defeat Chaotic Cheezor, head to the map Crystal Base Camp in World 3 and click on the boss door. To fight this boss, you do need 5 Cheezor keys, and you need to have at least 3,750 accuracy for a 5% hit chance, or 11,300 accuracy for a 100% hit chance. If you meet these requirements, enter the boss room and go ahead and start the fight. This boss does have 250 million HP, so depending on your damage, it may take you some time. After you complete the kill for Chaotic Cheezor, head back to town in World 4 and look for the quest guide to get your third quest in the chain. Back in the World 4 town, we can talk to our guy one more time to pick up the third quest, and this is called Oh Geez, Let's Not Think About This One, and this requires you to have 12 million kills on green mushrooms in World 1. To complete the third quest in this chain, head to the map Spore Meadows in World 1 and start killing green mushrooms. A couple things to note here is first, the kills have to be completed on your Maestro. This includes kills completed before you accepted the quest, so if you've killed 12 million beforehand, this quest will automatically be completed for you. Kills on other characters will not count for this, so don't bother checking your death note for this, as it really won't matter. The couple ways you can check on your current kill counts is first to head to the card section and look at the number of kills next to the skull here, and this count for some reason was reset for me after I completed the quest, but it was accurate up till that point. Hopefully this bug is fixed relatively quickly. And the second option is to check your quest log, and this will give you an accurate kill count that you have on your Maestro as well. A few tips here is first, check your AFK info to see how many kills per hour that you have, and second, make sure you're using the bubbles in alchemy such as kill per kill or the multi-kill bubble on the yellow side, or Mr. Massacre, and this will give you a lot more kills per hour. Make sure you have the prayers on in World 3 such as Balance of Pain, which will also give you more multi-kill. So any kill per kill or anything that increases your death note kills on your Maestro will actually help you complete this quest a little bit faster. Once you've completed the 12 million kills, head back to the quest giver in World 4. Back in the World 4 town, talk to the quest giver one last time. This should turn in the quest and give a pop-up which will allow you to select the new Voidwalker class. There is a quest for activating the Voidwalker class, so make sure you turn that quest in, as this rewards you the Vman Nametag. And now let's go over some of the benefits the Vman brings to the game. Some pretty cool changes here. I'm really excited for how this pans out. First up is the name tag that we got for the quest reward. This name tag gives us 1 weapon power, 30 luck, and 10% multi-kill per tier. It also changes your nameplate in game. It's a pretty sweet graphic that Lava gave us. And let's talk about the talents now. So we have 16 new talents for the Vman. 15 of these are on the new tab 4, but we also have an update to the one step ahead talent. This now gives us more talent points to tab 4. This is hugely important, as this is free talent points for us, as the only way to get more talent points in the Voidwalker tab is through the Void Trial rerun. This gives us 30 Void talent points per portal that we've unlocked in our speed run. The speedrun is a new mechanic that basically it's an active ability that starts the game over for you with all of your current stats, and you'll be able to run through and unlock as many portals as you can as fast as you can. You'll be going through every map and teleporting around and trying to get as many portals as you can unlock in the most efficient manner. Every point that you add into Void Trial Rerun will give you more time in your speedrun, so unlocking and leveling up this one step ahead before you do your first run is going to be key and will allow you to get farther and farther. Before you get started on that speedrun though, let's take a look at the next 2 talents, as these will really help you out in completing your speedrun. So we have plenty of points in our Void Trial Rerun. It gives us more time, more talent points as we complete portals after our first speed run. And then we have Void Radius. This is an active attack. You need to assign it to your action bar for this to be effective. And this attack hits everything on the map. Basically, the more points you have into it, the larger radius. With 1 point in it, it's a 250 pixel radius. So more points definitely will help out. This also gives you a ton of multi-kill per tier. So if you have high damage and high multi-kill, you'll be able to unlock portals by basically hitting one mob and moving on to the next map. This gives you the multi-kill bonus for 20 seconds while speedrunning, but this attack is also useful outside of it, as it basically will map clear for you if you have enough damage. So if you're farming mobs or actively playing on your Maestro, this can be a great talent to use. Next up is the bossing vein, and this gives us basically more portal kills or more portal count, because every boss that we kill during our speed run will actually count for a portal, which will increase the number of talent points that we're getting in this tab. Keep in mind that this also does give us more mob respawn, as some of the later portals do require a lot of kills, and this will allow you to unlock later things by having enough points into this. After that, we have the quad jab. This is an upgrade of the previous talent. So you have the double jab, the triple jab, and now the quad jab. So this is just a pure damage talent. It's not hugely important for our void run. And after this, we're going to start talking about the big benefits that Maestro that brings to the rest of our classes in the game. Our next talent is Enhancement Eclipse, and this gives us a new benefit to an existing talent for every 25 points that we put into this talent. So at 25 talent points, we unlock a benefit to Left Hand of Learning. At 50 points, we get a benefit to Pirate Flag, and then Radiant Chain Bolt on the Elemental Sorcerer, Sleeping on the Job, which is in tab 1 here, Apocalypse Chow on the Blood Berserker, Whale Wallop on the Beastmaster, Right Hand of Action, we'll take a look at those in just a minute, and the Green Tube on the Bubonic Conjurer. This is all the way up to level 200. There are 2 more of these available that I can't get to yet, but I will put a list on the left-hand side of the ones that I've already unlocked. Now, to take a look at the benefit of this, we'll look at Left Hand of Learning and Right Hand of Action. The enhancement is that Left Hand of Learning applies for the Maestro now, and it doubles its bonus. So all of my other characters are currently getting 132% more skill XP, and now my Maestro is able to get 264% more skill EXP for having Left Hand of Learning active on the Maestro with Enhancement Eclipse active. Next up is Power Orb. This is another damage boost to all of our characters. This gives us roughly 7 to 8% damage at talent level 100. So for every 50 levels you have, you get another 7 to 8% damage. So at level 300, that's roughly 15% more damage that you're gaining on all of your characters, depending on their class level. This is a small bonus, but it is nice to have those damage bonuses to help push our numbers up a little bit higher and get a little bit more multi-kill and push higher content. From here, we can move on to these 4 talents in the middle here. They are all very similar, but we'll go over it. Eternal Strength is a +2 to base strength and +2 to Fist of Rage on all characters. This works very similar to like Strength some more on the warrior classes, and this gives us more overall strength for all of our characters. If we take a look at our Maestros, our Voidwalkers talents here, you can see my base level is 300 now. This bonus is applied to all 10 of your characters if you have 10 characters unlocked. Moving on to the next one, it's the same thing, but it's for agility. This gives us 2 base agility and +2 to quickness boots on all characters. So this is a lot more stats between the strength, the agility. The wisdom is also the same, except it applies to Book of the Wise. And lastly, Eternal Luck applies to Lucky Horseshoe. So this allows you to have basically 200 more talent points in your primary stat across all of your characters. Or if you need a secondary stat for more accuracy, this will also give you another way to spend your tab 1 talent points. For the last row, we're starting with XP Cultivation. This is a benefit to class EXP. This is kind of a nice benefit, especially when paired with the Power Orb. This gives us more class experience to all of our characters for basically free, and will allow you to push those next damage tiers and get a little bit more benefit out of Power Orb. Moving on, we have Void Statification. This is a benefit to our statues. At level 100, it's 67% bonus to all of our statues, to all of our characters. This is a huge bonus. So all of your characters can now benefit from an increase to things like your Feasty statue. We'll go ahead and take a look on our statues here. Currently, I have level 109 on my power statue. At base, this gives 327 base damage, so I'm pushing up to a little over 500 now. Movement speed's usually at 13%, so I'm gaining just a little bit more across my entire account for having Void Statification leveled up a little bit. This is huge for the Maestro Man, as the Feasty statue also gets a bonus from the Void Statification, as well as the Skilliest statue, which gives us an additional 76%. So these are huge bonuses, and I'm excited to see how well that progresses, my other skill efficiency and things like that, for having that bonus to my statues. For the third talent in the last row, we have Species Epoch, and this gives us more critters and souls based on our trapping and worship levels. So it takes the combined level, so take a look at your skills tab and see your trapping and worship levels. It does the math for you in the talents tab here, so a total of 127, and multiplies it by our benefit. So 90% more critters and souls for our Maestro. It's a nice benefit here. After that, we have the Master of the System, and this gives us more multi-kill based on how far we've gotten in our speed run. This multi-kill does apply to all characters, so the higher you can get in your speed run, the more multi-kill across your account. And for the last talent from our new Voidwalker class, we have Blood Marrow. This is a huge benefit to cooking, and it is a bonus that gives us more cooking speed based on the total level of all of our dinner meals combined. So a total of 1.6 thousand total meal levels gives us 7.26 million% more cooking speed. To give you an idea on this, we can take a look at my first kitchen here, and my cooking speed is now at 247 Q. Before this update a few hours ago, I was at 5.3 Q or somewhere around in there. So this benefit is a game changer for the cooking scene, and is going to allow you to get just so many more benefits out of your cooking by leveling up all of your meals just a little bit faster. And the benefits from cooking are pretty much game wide, so you'll notice some pretty amazing gains for having a few points in this talent whenever you're using your ladles. And to not forget our last benefit, we do have a new family bonus from the Voidwalker. This gives us more fighting AFK gain rate. So as you level up your Voidwalker, you should notice just more AFK gains across all of your characters. I will have a guide coming out pretty soon for the Void Trial speed run, and just a couple quick tips to keep in mind. Movement speed really helps, and make sure you have plenty of points. You can get a few hundred points from the checkmate, which allows you to have more time in your speed run and will allow you to get a few points into Void Radius and Bossing Vein to not make a waste of your first speed run. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button and drop a comment if you're enjoying our content. And a huge shout out to our patrons. Your support means the world to us. If you would like to become a patron, check out the link in the description for more details. And be sure to visit our merch store so you can get some pretty cool stuff. And if you have any thoughts or questions, please let me know, and we'll see you next time.